another tutorial on framing your diamond painting without having to buy a custom frame. And again, done on the cheap. So, hope you enjoy it. Maybe at least triggers some ideas.
The frame that I bought for this, apparently in the commotion of the breaking glass and whatnot at Hobby Lobby that day, I bought the wrong size. I bought one too small. So I went to what I had on hand, and this is a 2 foot by 3 foot poster frame that I had for, I don't know what I bought it for. Originally, I've had it since like summer. I don't know, because I was buying all my paintings in like the 2 foot by 3 foot, 60 by 90. And I probably bought it for the mermaid or possibly the tree. I don't know. But this is the only thing that I have available that's going to fit this thing without having to chop off like 5 inches of it. So I figured I'll try and get this framed while I have a little bit of time. And one of the things that I had bought to kind of use as a mat was this red, blood red ribbon, or burgundy. And I think that that is very pretty with this picture. So I have a much bigger gap to fill on this frame than one width of the ribbon. So we're going to have to get creative. But again, you know, that's kind of what this whole thing is about, is these don't tend to be in standard sizes, and we're always jockeying around to make something work. So apparently we have company. It's getting a little loud down there. It sounds like Quinn's girlfriend is over, so sorry for the ruckus. But let's try this, see how far we get. Now, I thought that I had shot a little video of the leftover drills from this painting, or the garbage, I should say, and I must have deleted it because it is nowhere to be found. And I dumped it in with all the rest of my garbage drills from everything else, so that's not going to work. But I can show you how much I have left over, and there's a pretty significant amount. And then the ones with the yellow labels in the top row, those are from the cottage. So plenty of drills. Didn't have an issue with running out. This particular painting, though, I wouldn't recommend it compared to the photo. It doesn't look like I expected. And I'll insert a photo here. So you can see this is much more muted. The colors aren't nearly as dark. I did have a lot of trouble with the canvas having areas that weren't sticky, and I had to use clear nail polish to glue down the drills. I had issues with the drills themselves. The silver, the shades of silver were so close together that I found that at one point I'd put down the wrong color on something and then pulled it up, and then trying to sort through all the stuff that had been pulled off, and I couldn't tell one from the other. I just, not a favorite. The colors are really just not as deep and bold as I thought, and you've probably seen this painting many times. Let me see if I can show you a little bit better view of it. I mean, it was fun in that it was the rhinestones, or the sparkly crystals, but the sky is all silver. And, you know, there's a couple little dark spots there. Those are, I think, birds. But overall, I just don't think it turned out real well. So I'm going to go ahead and frame it anyway, because we hardly have any artwork here in our house. I have plenty of wall space, so, and I can always use the practice. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it as far as the quality of the finished product, unless you just really want to do one of the ones with the rhinestones or the sparkly ones. I mean, for that, yeah, that's okay, but not a favorite. But anyway, let's try matting this up and framing it and see how it goes. I'm going to just pause you briefly while I pull the cellophane off of the frame. You don't need to see that. This is one of the frames that has the little metal tabs. I mean, cheap frame. And I did this in my last framing. The tweezers, an excellent use for these tweezers is to use them to pry up those. That's what these are good for. Okay. And so I've got all of them pried up. I'm going to take out the cardboard backing and let's see what we can figure out for this thing. Alright, so I don't want to wrinkle this up because I might end up using it partially for a mat. Okay, now see if the plexiglass is clean. Yeah, looks good. Now for the painting, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm considering putting it, mounting it to the actual cardboard. Now, I don't want to have my brackets scratching up the plexiglass. So, let me put, let's see here. I'm just going to put a couple Post-it notes over it, I guess, for now, just to keep it from scratching. Where are my Post-it notes? There they go. Alright, I just put a couple Post-it notes over the brackets so it doesn't scratch. Okay, let's put this in here for a second. Okay. Alrighty. Probably get rid of the frame, to tell you the truth, and just work on this thing. I think I will. It's going to be easier. Let's do that. Then I don't have to worry about the Post-it notes. Alright, let's do it this way. So I've got the bracket on this end up here, so this is the top. I think the last one I framed, I had everything upside down in the video. So we're going to try and do it the right way this time. And before I started this time, I pulled off my Scotch tape that I use to cover the edge. There's probably a 1/4 inch of adhesive running past the painting, I also did use the rolling pin, make sure everything was down. I can see some rivers on this. And when I did this, I had a section that everything popped off, and I, again, couldn't tell what belonged where anymore, so I just did my best judgment and put a little clear nail polish over this spot to keep them in there. Also held it up to the light to see if I was missing any drills, and everything is there. And you know, again, this isn't a prized possession for me, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Let me see here. Let's put this behind first. And I need my tape measure so that I can not eyeball it this time. All right, my mat is exactly 36. And my picture is 27 1/4. I got some, so I need to do a calligraphy pen. Oh, screamers. Okay. 36 minus 27.25. And this way is exactly 24 minus 13 3/4. So 13.75. All right, well, this one's going to be easy enough. So this one equals, here, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm doing it longhand. Hey, look at me. Math. All right. This would be 10.25 to make up. And this one would be, let's see, 0.75 gets you to 28 and 8. So 8.75. All right. Widthwise, I need to split 8.75 on either side. So, you know, 4 point, and it's 3/4, so that's 3/8. So 4 3/8 on either side. And then this one, which is the height, I've got 10.25, and I'm going to split that in half. So 5, and then splitting 1/4, so 2/8, 1/8, so 5 1/8. That's how much I'm going to have on either end. And then the frame, as we saw in the last video, it has a little bit of a lip, so it's going to cover up a little bit of that. And I'm going to measure that lip so we know how much wiggle room we've got. That lip is probably, let me see here, about 1/4 inch. So with that lip all the way around at 1/4 inch, this is still going to matter. No, 4 3/8, yeah. So 1/4 would be 2/8. So I'm going to have a little tiny 1/8 inch showing. And then this one, it's not going to matter. So I've really got 5 inches to make up here. and just over 4 inches there. So let's hope my ribbon is more than 4 inches. Then we might be okay, but unless I've completely messed up my, it doesn't seem right. Oh yeah, okay, because this ribbon, because I held it up earlier. My ribbon's only 2.5 inches wide. Yep. So I'm gonna have like a extra 1.5 inches plus 1/8, 1 5/8 inches to make up on 2 sides. And then the other 2 sides, it's gonna be 2.5, an extra 2.5 inches. So like 2 strips of ribbon would do it, but that's going to be boring. So we'll figure something out here. And we've got all kinds of washi tape as well. So that's a possibility. So usually what I do is I just play with it first, figure out what I like the looks of. And with that sticky edge, you can actually use that to stick down the ribbon, like right up to the diamonds, to get an idea of what you want to do. All right, and let's check out our washi tape selection. All right. These were all sent to me by Vicky. This 4-pack, 2 of the rolls are duplicates of these 2, which means that I'm going to have a lot of quantity, which would be great in case I don't know how much is on a roll. But these reds, I don't think so. The yellow, possibly. I don't know about the blue flowers either. I keep going back to these black ones because I like them. But let's see what else we've got here. That purple one would be pretty too. I don't know about it next to the red ribbon. Trying to just figure it out. And I'm not sure that I want to use washi tape anyway. So let's see what's in here. Pretty. Possibly. Let's see here. Now, how much ribbon is on here? This has 30 feet. So I should be okay. It shouldn't be an issue. I have this wrinkle on here, and I want to make sure that I'm not going to iron my ribbon. Let's see. If I were to do it this way, that could be kind of cool. Okay, yeah, but I don't know if I have enough to go around twice. Let's measure and see how many feet it would take to go around one time. Because I've only got 30 feet, which means I got to do it in less than 15 feet. And it's a 2 foot by 3 is 5. So 10 feet would go around once. Okay, so 20 feet. Yeah, I should be able to go around twice. And then if I wanted to, okay, here's the thought process. If I were to go around twice, and then, let's see, we'll just use one of the ones I'm not crazy about to practice. And then you could put the washi tape between, right? Yeah. And then frame. Let's see. Well, that might work. It's an awful lot of border, but hey, at least then it's framed, right? But that's an idea. I can try. Yeah, we'll do it. We're gonna do it. All right. So I should have an extra 10 feet of ribbon. And I'm hoping that these wrinkles aren't all the way through the whole roll, because that would really suck. Oh, yeah, they kind of are. No! I don't want to iron this. Apparently I'm going to have to. All right, well, all right, I'm going to iron it after I cut everything. It'll be easier to deal with than a 30-foot strip of ribbon. Now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this centered first, measure it all, double-sided tape it down to my template here, and then we'll go from there. So let me grab my good double-sided tape, and that is the Scotch brand. The stuff from the Dollar Tree is useless. Tape measure again. All right. So my Post-it note says, if I did this correctly, I need 4 3/4 on either side here. Oh, sorry, 4 3/8. So that's, let's see, 2/8, 3/8 right there. I'm gonna just use a pencil and draw a little line. And let's see if it's the same on this side. Almost just a millimeter over. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. So this is where it needs to be on the sides. Okay, and then the other way is 5 1/8 this way. That's like 5 dead on. And tiny hair more. And that little tiny bit I don't think is noticeable to the human eye anyway. One would hope. So that looks okay. And I just bumped it. Let's get this straight here. My hands, I'm sweaty. It's really hot. And I'm like sticky. Okay. There you go. I don't have the right tools to get it correct. It's got a square on that. Okay, forward. Okay. I think it's pretty good. All right, let's tape that sucker down before it moves anymore. I just love the translated text. Dear buyer, it's my honor to order our products. If there is any help, do not worry about negative feedback. You can contact us sellers. We will be happy to help you. We'll give you a satisfactory answer. All right. Now, let's see here. I want my inside ribbon to be I think, just trying to think, let's see here, that's going to cover, so actually, I did that. I'm kind of thinking of weaving the corners. Yeah, so I could do that for the inside. Oh, I'll get rid of that because, let's see here. Okay, good enough. All right. If I jack it up, I jack it up. I'm gonna go just past. Okay. One for that end. And I know I shouldn't even bother doing that, but just in case things are wonky, who knows. And that way. This is kind of what I was originally thinking, was just to do like a framework and leave the white matte, and I might end up doing that if I like it. And this. There we go. Let's see. I was kind of thinking of doing just that, but I think the white is way too stark. And none of the fabrics that I have are going to look good with that because this is really busy. So, how do I want to do this? I'm almost thinking black felt would be cool, but I don't have any felt that's that long. And, you know, ultimately I'd rather have suede, faux suede or something more velvety looking, but I don't have anything like that. And I'm going to pause for a second while I just dig around in my supplies. I have that green fabric from when I made the box that I found. Let me put the frame on it and see how that looks. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so now my fabric's all wrinkled, my ribbons are all wrinkled. I need to go iron all this stuff. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so I just have my placemats down in a towel. I think that's enough to protect my table. And this, I believe, is polyester. I don't know. We shall see. Maybe it's cotton. I don't know. Oh, it is, it's New Year's Eve. I don't know when this video is going to go out, but it's New Year's Eve, and I had a very relaxing Christmas, but the day after Christmas, I woke up, had a cup of coffee, and immediately had to run into the bathroom and pray to the porcelain god. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Because, you know, I don't go out in public. I'm not around other people to get sick. Nobody else in the family was sick, so I don't know what I had. Didn't have a fever. I felt dizzy and weird. Just really weird symptoms. Like I could hear my pulse in my ears and my fingers were tingling and just felt really dizzy and nauseous. And then it lasted about a day and a half or so. And then like 2 days after I was sick, then Queen was sick, up all night, sick. So yeah, my day after Christmas, I had the day off work anyway, but yeah, it wasn't the best. But we did just kind of hang out and watch movies, and I worked a lot on my diamond painting of the horse, and I'm very close to being done. I'm hoping to get it done before I go back to work after the new year. But yeah, I've really enjoyed doing that one. It's flown by because I'm, you know, getting so much better at the multi-placers and everything. And I had watched a couple of tutorials on it. You know, when I originally started, I think it was, oh gosh, I can't remember if it was preschool teacher in a tutorial or if it was, who is that other person who reminds me of her? She's mainly a floss tube person. But anyway, she had one of the two of them had a tutorial on how to use the multi-placer. And I tried it and I was no good at it and I gave up and, you know, But then Rachel did one recently. And I had already started using multi-placer when she did her tutorial. And, you know, I think if more people had been kind of, I don't know, I guess talking about using them or showing how to use them more, I probably wouldn't have been so scared and took so long to try it. Because I did wait a very long time before I started using it, and it really does speed things up. Not that it's a race, because it's meant to be relaxing, but for those of you who maybe are like me, and if you got more than two waiting to be worked on and it's stressing you out, because you want to crank them out, or if anybody just wants to do them faster, sure is worth practicing to try it. Now my next thing I'm going to try is the tweezers, because Allison has been doing that, and not that I don't like the multi-placer, but I just figured it would be kind of cool to give it a try. Just one more thing to add to, you know, what I'm able to do. I did get the Aleen's to stick inside of the 5 drill placer. I had said on the previous video that I wasn't using anything but the pink wax and the multi-placers because I couldn't get the Aleen's to work. It kept popping out, but it's working now in there, so that's my latest accomplishment. I guess I'll try putting it in the 3 and the 9 or however many it is. But yeah, I might actually do a video of using the multi-placer myself, because the 2 that I've seen, like I said, the Rachel's and whoever the other person was, I can't remember, the way that they do it is a little different than how I do it. And not that one way is better or worse than the other, but just so, you know, kind of throw it out there as another option for people who are just kind of maybe just learning to try to see which way works better for you. So I might do that before I finish the horse, as long as I've got, you know, big areas to use it on. Because a lot of times I've had so much confetti that I just really never used it. Especially like that Crystal Cottage one. There was no big areas on that, really. It was all confetti. Yeah, I have never been particularly good at ironing. And I am hesitant to spray anything on it because I find that whenever I do that, then you end up seeing the spray leaves like watermarks or something. And I don't know if it's because we have, it happened before Florida. We got shitty water. I don't want to spray any water on it. We used to use magic sizing when I was growing up. That stuff was awesome, but we tend to just use steam here. And I think this might be okay, because I am going to be cutting off, I'm not going to use the center, I'm going to be using the end. I don't know, it's driving me a little crazy. Let's see here. There. Okay, that did work better. All right, fine. There we go. Much better. All right. Now, iron these out. Now, with the satin ribbon, I think I'm going to iron the bad side because I'm so scared of leaving heat marks on them. A little bit more on this side. Yeah, perfect. That looks good. Good enough for me. Oh, look at that. I was ironing over the top of my tweezers. All right, so I need to put a strip there. See, now I get that stupid wrinkle. Bastard! I suppose if I were to stretch it a little, I'll stick it down. That could work. I know it's not the right one, but we're just getting the size here. And I got this dirty spot here that can go right underneath the ribbon. And I've got that extra like little nibble down here. I think I'm okay. And then we'll go a little past here. Should have grabbed those new scissors, but I might need to iron this again. Now, before I cut my second strip out of there, let me see how wide I need this. That's not going to work. That's going to work. Okay. So we'll just do a second one just like that. Oh, I'm quiet today. Yesterday I was all ramped up, and today I'm very quiet. Been helping Brian with all the social media, Facebook, and all that stuff, and online advertising. So much fun. All right, now let's see how long we need these to be. Yeah, this needs to be this long, and please tell me I have enough for the second side over there. Ooh. Hi.
Are you filming or something?
Yeah, but I can pause or cut this part out. I'm just framing the cottage and then I'll be done.
Okay, how long are you gonna be?
Maybe half an hour. Is that alright with you?
Yeah.
Do you need me to help you with something?
No.
You just want me to hang out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's close, guys. It is very close. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh. Yeah, I almost got it. I got little nubbin on the end. Good thing it stopped. Okay. So let me iron this again. All right, I am literally dripping sweat. Isn't that a lovely thought? So I've got them ironed again. Trying to get this stuff out of the way without wrinkling it up again. Let's see. Okay. And everything's back on the floor. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. There we go. Just trying to figure out if there's a right and wrong side to this. I think so. Go that way with it. Because there's one good reason to have the glue past your painting. There we go. Alright. And yeah, see, this I wasn't considering. I didn't need that much. So let's see. That piece is a little nicer. I'll use that one. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Good for one night out and dinner. Cashing this in.
Yeah.
You can't use that one again. I haven't put it back. You don't get to use it again until I put it back.
No,
I said when it goes back in the box, it's available. You can't just grab it from my stuff and put it back in. You don't get this one. But,
well, but that's not right.
yeah, it is. When I'm ready for you to have another, use it again, that's when it will go back in. Pick a different one. You can't just keep using that every day. It's not how it works.
But I want to save one for when we have a little money again.
Then it'll go back in the box when I had some recovery time.
Okay.
Trying to double dip on his coupons. I left the door open. That is not how it works. All right. And last side. There you go. Sorry, you're right up in there. You can't see. All right, I'm gonna need another piece of this over here. Yeah, this looks good. Now let me move this over because I had it off so I could iron. Here we go. All right. There. All right. Now let me get you so you can kind of see the whole thing. I'm going to pause so I can raise you up or something. There we go. All right. Now let's just, before I secure everything, I'm going to put the glass on it and see if we like it. And by we, I mean me, with your moral support. And by glass, I mean plastic. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right, I'm gonna fasten everything down and get this thing in the frame and go yell at him for improper use of coupons. All right, I'm gonna move you back down again for a second. Okay, the ribbon is very lightly held in place by the overshot of the adhesive, with the exception of like over here, it keeps coming up. There we go. So I am going to just start over here. We'll just, yeah, it's just going to come right off. and just fold these back a little bit. And yeah, I think I'm going to be, you know, duct taping this down. Don't need to be all fancy about it. And somebody had asked before, this is just 3M white duct tape. Nothing fancy, just white. I should have that 1/4 of an inch of play. So, but I'm going to go past my mat just a little tiny bit. Usually you can fit the stuff that gets folded over all like jammed up in there. So I'm, you know, I didn't cut any straight lines, so I'm not going to worry too much about it, but I'm just going to tape it down along with the canvas. And since it's a little wrinkled, I might just give it a little bit of a stretch to it. Just try and pull those wrinkles out a tiny little bit more. This is kind of a stretchy fabric. It must have some, I don't know, lycra or whatever. I don't know. Got something stretchy in it. I probably should have just done one piece on each side that was the right size instead of being all cheap about it and trying to cut little tiny pieces. There. All right. And then this white ribbon is covered by, no, I want this over the top of that. So this one can be taped next. Yeah, because I want those over the top of those. That's going to cover that. So this can be taped there or there to hold it in place. Okay, just making sure that I don't tape where I'm going to be able to see it. That there. Yep, that'll cover it. And again, could have just done one piece, but I'm thinking. Okay, now this. Oh, see, I wasn't thinking again. I should be doing the green first because that needs to go under this. I am so lucky that didn't tear the paper up. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get this up out of the way. I think I'll just tape this here. There we go. Now this can go down. There we go. And I screwed that up. There we go. Oh, now I screwed up my ribbon there. I'm not redoing that. To hell with it. Okay, and then this came off over here. A lot of fiddlies. Alright, this is to go. This, yes, that goes over the top of that. I'm gonna have to put some double-sided tape there or something because this, when I was peeling off the, yeah, there's no glue there. I scraped it away. Okay, nope, did it again. Taped it too far. Oh, and now I ripped my paper. Oh, I'm fucked. Okay, no, I'm not. It doesn't matter. You have to see it. I just trying to lean across the table was a big mistake. Let's see what's causing this lump like tape. Come on. And now I'm dripping sweat on the thing. Oh my god. Let's just start over on this side. This is ridiculous. Again, it's another train wreck tutorial because I just go for it and I don't necessarily think it through. But the second try usually goes pretty smooth because I can learn from my mistakes. Yeah, I really scraped that off of there. It's like nothing there. It doesn't hurt to put a little here and there. Maybe it does hurt, I don't know, but we're doing it anyway. I can already think of what the problem would be with doing that. If the fabric is stretched from being ironed and then when it goes to pull in, it's going to pucker where my tape is, right? Yeah, it's going to be what the problem's going to be. Oh god, that's where I snipped it on accident. I hope that doesn't show. Better not, or I'm going to be pissed. Otherwise I gotta jockey that whole thing down. Which actually wouldn't be so bad. I think I better do that. Darn, darn, darn. Better safe than sorry. So let's just adjust it just a tiny bit. Okay. Japers. And then this is all loose now, so we can tighten that down. I think we've got it. Now, I'm not gonna like overkill with taping everything down. Just a little here and there so that I can get it flipped over at least without having a huge issue. Let's see here, these, that one's done. And this one needs to be taped down, and then we can put it in the frame. And again, I am not a professional, people. I don't think a professional would be dripping sweat all over their pictures. That's still lumpy there. What the hell? Whatever. Okay. Let's get it. Let's get it done. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing this kind of bass-ass backwards, but I want to kind of see what I'm doing rather than flipping it over, and I keep tripping over that cord from the iron. So, let's see here. Yep, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tape this down to the back of this. Make sure I've got my hook on the right end. I do. I'll just a little bit of double-sided tape to keep it in place.
No, I don't want to fold any of that under. I am just going to line up the paper itself. There we go. And at the bottom corners. This looks awful. There we go. And this corner last. And it still looks lumpy to me. And off the thumb. There we go. There. Okay. Now we should be able to put it into the frame. We're almost there, kids.
Now, is that smudge on the inside or the outside? It's on the outside. Okay. So I'm just doing this because I don't want to flip it over in the air and have like the wind catch everything and blow it all over. So we'll just kind of do it like that. There we go. And get it in there. Okay. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Here, let me move that up so you can see what I'm doing.
Okay, it's been a half an hour. You ready to go? Come on. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Do you remember earlier when you were in the middle of something and I was asking questions and it was upsetting you? Because you were working with something and trying to figure it out. And...
Is this where you give me a lecture?
Mm-hmm. You can see I'm like right there, right? I'm just about to finish and I got my last little thing to get. And... there. Hooked tweezers, grab those little clips and pull them in. All right. Alrighty. And just bend these down. Okay. What do you think, honey?
Yeah, looks great.
All right, I need to pop it up because of the glare. Or here, you want to just lift it up and hold it up a little bit?
Right there?
A little more. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Now back up with it. I can't see you at all. It's just the lamp is like right on it. Back up. Keep going. Back up. Hold it. Yeah, that looks nice. Tip it up a little more. This way. Now let me just get rid of this thing. Turn it off. It's just big old glare. Yeah. Looks pretty good. All right. Good job. Thanks. It is so hard to like take a decent picture of something shiny. It's just, but yeah, I think it turned out nice. It's really hard to, let me see if I back up and zoom in. Then it's just grainy. But anyway, there you go. There's another way to frame using ribbon and fabric. Well, maybe we'll hang this and I can get a better shot of it when it's actually hung up. But yeah, it's like impossible to get a picture without reflection. Let me see if I can take it somewhere else because I need a picture for the thumbnail of the video. Yeah, it's really difficult to get a decent picture of it, but
Hope you enjoyed that. Gave you some good ideas and, possibilities for using standard frames and non-standard painting sizes. But, you do what you gotta.